So hello everyone and welcome to Brezno. It's located in the center of Slovakia and this is where we are starting our journey to the Balkans. So here is the car. We got it ready, we painted the doors because it was a little rusty here. You can see the charger is ready, second camera is ready, my phone here, the drone. You can see here some handy things in the back. And now the lock doesn't work always, so you gotta sometimes lock it, unlock it. And here you can see secondary shoes because you never know what will happen. Here is our bag full of stuff. Here sandals for the beach, some water, toilet paper. So yeah, we are ready for the trip and I will shoot everything and let you know how it goes. So right now we are lost because I don't know, there was a road work on the road and we turned to a village and it's just the middle of nowhere absolutely here. So yeah, we gotta turn around and start again. So we bought these plastic tapes because the navigation system we have doesn't hold there on the steering wheel. It keeps falling off. So we bought these tapes and taped it here. After 6 hours we made it. This is our first stop of the trip. A Croatian town called Našice. The population is about 10,000 and this is an old castle. This is the square of Našice. After leaving the Croatian town called Našice in the morning, we hopped in a car and moved forward. Next stop was Bosnia and Herzegovina, a national park called Una, to be precise, and watch how interesting this road gets as we move closer and closer to the national park. And as we are driving through Bosnia and Herzegovina, you can really notice the hills in the background. Here we are driving through a traditional Bosnian village. Just a couple houses, farms, and that's all.
A rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but that beauty a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this a rich man's world. A rich man's world. A rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but that beauty a rich man's world. A rich man's world. Beautiful land, but a rich man's world. Man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but
Welcome to Bosnia and Herzegovina. This is a village called Martin Brod, and this is their waterfall. It's really special. small town called Drvar in Bosnia and Herzegovina. We will be staying here for one night. All across the Balkans there are war-torn buildings like this, especially in Bosnia and Herzegovina. The next morning we went on the road and headed straight for a town called Mostar. It's one of the most famous towns in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and the attraction we will see there is a symbol for the Balkans. Here you can see us arriving to Mostar. Mostar is the fifth largest city in Bosnia and Herzegovina. The population is about 105,000. The city has several different cultures living in it, but it's mostly inhabited by Croats. Mostar is home to one of Bosnia and Herzegovina's most visited landmarks, the Old Bridge, which was damaged during the Croat-Bosniak Wars, which also ended up destroying most of the city's bridges. But since 1995 the city has been restored. The Old Bridge was built by the Ottomans and is an example of Islamic culture in the Balkans. I wanted to capture just how much Islamic influence you can find here in this town, and you can see there are mosques, and the streets also look really influenced by the Islamic world. Just walking here in the streets of Mostar, and in the back you can see a tall building. It's the bell tower from the Church of Saint Peter and Paul. It's also called the Peace Tower. This was built after the wars ended and the old church facade was damaged. It's also 107 meters tall. And here is the Old Bridge, or Stari Most, really a symbol of the Balkans, built during the Ottoman Empire and destroyed during the Croat-Bosnian Wars. A true staple of this city. As you can see here, you can also rent a boat and go on a tour on the Neretva river. See the Stari Most from different angles. But how it is with almost all famous landmarks, you gotta watch the time, because we arrived here around noon, and as you can see there is a lot of people here, so definitely watch out for that. So this is what the streets look like surrounding the old town and the old bridge. You can buy traditional Balkan foods and drinks here, some souvenirs, magnets for the fridge, and also postcards. The only thing you gotta watch out for are the people, because as I said, we arrived around noon and there are thousands of international tourists. These streets look really great in my opinion. I really liked it there, especially these old parts. You can see the Ottoman era here. You want to find bled for much cheaper? Come here. Welcome to Montenegro and the Qatar Bay. If you are ever in Qatar Bay, you gotta find this. It's called Pirate Bar or Pirate Beach, and they offer a free beach, which is very rare in Qatar Bay. And this is what Qatar Bay looks like. The streets here remind me really of southern Italy or Spain. It's really medieval, old town European cities, so it looks very nice. The restaurants here aren't that expensive, so yeah, it's the ideal tourist destination in my opinion. So, there is a long story behind this picture. After we left Qatar Bay and arrived in Nikšić, which is the second largest city in Montenegro, we called the lady that owned the apartment complex, and she said that she had to cancel her birthday party for 100 guests and that we can have the big apartment for the same price as the little room we were renting. So that's amazing hospitality from the people in Montenegro here, and also goes to show you how lucky you can be. Now this is something special. It's called Car's Bridge or Carev Most in Serbian, and it's located on the outskirts of Nikšić, the city in Montenegro, and this bridge is really legendary. It's named after the Russian Emperor Alexander I, who financed the construction of the bridge in the year 1894. It crosses the Zeta River and its valley. It is remarkable for its length, 170 meters, and many spans, 18 in fact. This is the Durmitor National Park. It was formed by glaciers and traversed by river along the Tara River Canyon, which has the deepest gorge in Europe. The National Park Durmitor is also amazing for rafting or hiking, so you should definitely visit if you are planning to go to Montenegro. When we went back to Bosnia and Herzegovina border crossing with Montenegro, we were going along this road through the canyon, which looked really amazing. It's filled with these passages through the rocks and also amazing views, as you can see right here. In the Durmitor National Park you can also see this. This is basically two rivers combining, but one has lower temperature than the other, and that makes amazing colors like this. And this is the border crossing back to Bosnia and Herzegovina. You go through this narrow bridge below which is amazing looking river. going through the national park Durmitor in the morning, we went on the road and crossed the whole Bosnia and Herzegovina in one day. We arrived in Croatia in the night and got some sleep, and in the morning tried the national drink rakia and also ate the burek, which is this pastry filled with meat. This is rakia, a traditional Balkan alcohol, and now we're gonna taste it. Cheers. It's not very strong, but it's good. This right here is burek. It's traditional in the Balkans and it's a puff pastry. And we are ending our trip here in Hungarian village called Egersalok, which has these amazing salt structures which you can also find in National Park Yosemite in the USA. It is very rare for you to find these structures in Europe. The year is 1961 and the people in Egersalok, while digging for oil, discovered this 68 Celsius water.